Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation. What is sensorality? What is a sensor? How is censorship defined? So we continue to progress through our analysis, our linguistic steps until we arrive at a definition, a unique differentiation of it is what it is, that is, what is a sensor. And so, again, last couple episodes, really this relationship of exponentiation and logarithmicality has been our big dichotomy, this overall conceptualization of just mathematical operation. Nothing really at the forefront of my mind. Again, just going through our steps, calling out anything we can along the way. Is logarithmicality rooting? What is a log to a root? And so, again, kind of just direct conceptualization, logarithm, this fundamental nature, right? A log, a stick, a branch. What is a log to a root? Logically, when you take the logarithm of something, right, is that the inverse of exponentiation? Are you reversing exponentiation? Why does, right, from a linguistic standpoint, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, exponentiation, rooting? Doesn't seem like a natural dichotomy. And then logarithm is just, again, it just doesn't have the same type of dichotomy as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The word itself brings along the conceptualization, a log, and then the word rhythm. What is the limit of an inverse? And no matter what commentary we put to this, again, all of the information is contained within the letters. We just have to get the syllables in the right order directly. What is waving to radiating? Does radiation ripple? Light is vibration. Fundamentally, you cannot model light as a particle. Doesn't make any sense. What is exponentiation to concentration? Sensorality is self-centered. Direct iteration, emphasizing self has an S, centered has a C. We're still demonstrating some sort of fundamental general iteration of language in our big dichotomy, sensorality with a C, sensorality with an S. We see that and emphasized in self-centered. Sensorality centers self. Direct iteration, we simply switch the chronology. Are algorithms exponential? What is exponentiality to tangentiality? What is reiterality to exponentiality? Sorting is filtering. Algorithms filter. Algorithms sort. What is sortation to shortage? Sensorality sorts shorted, direct iteration. Sensorality shorts sensation, direct iteration. Is entropy negative? Is negation subtraction? What is negation to conjugation? What is conjugation to completion? What is completion to negation? What is competition to contention? Sensors are algorithmic. Is sense logarithmic? Sensorality accelerates sensation. Direct iteration, again, what is exponentiating? What is that pairing to physically? Is compensation logarithmic? Are logarithms asymptotic? Sensorality is asymptoticality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is sensation asymptotic? Is asymptoticality agentic? What is a prospect to an agent? Sensorality is the goal of odor. Natural definition, direct iteration. Again, the goal of from rhythm to algorithm is sensorality, this direct iteration, emphasizing the syllability in linguistic progression, algo, loga, goal. And then our operative word from one of our other linguistic containments, sensorality. Sensorality is the goal of odor. Is a goal a sensor? Is a goalie a sensor? Sensorality is goalie odor. Is a goalie a door? Sensorality blocks. Direct iteration. Is a block a unit? Is a block an element? Is block bulk? Mass is bulky, bulky is unwieldy. Natural definition. Sensorality is some, sensorality is cumbersome. Direct iteration, again emphasizing the C and the S, cumbersome. Chirality is cumbersome. What is chirality to asymptoticality? Are programs algorithms? Again, program, programming, programmer. Are algorithms programmed? Is grammar algorithmic? Are programs pragmatic? Sensorality is pragmaticality. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is practicality to pragmaticality? Again, one of those contexts, one of those dichotomies where it's just like you'll hear sometimes practical, pragmatic, right? Different words seem effectively logically interchangeable. Sensorality is a realistic program. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is enigmatic pragmatic? Is stagnant pragmatic? What is stagnant to malignant? Is malice malignant? Direct iteration. Sensorality programs algorithms. Are algorithms grammatical? Sensorality is grammaticality. Is grammar empirical? Is synchronicity empirical? Synchronicity empiricity. What is reciprocality to empiricity? Is dichotomy reciprocal? Is generosity reciprocal? Is force reciprocal? Is pressure reciprocal? Is reversibility reciprocal? Sensorality is genuine generosity. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is ingenuity. What is ingenuity to generosity? Ingenuity is ingenious. Sensorality is ingeniosity. Natural definition, direct iteration. Ingenious is inventive. What is invention to inversion? Emphasizing the NR relationship, or the RN relationship as we like to call it. What is identity to tangentiality? Is ingenuity entrepreneurial? What is inversion to reversion? Sensorality reverses inversion. Direct iteration, sensorality reverses conversion. Direct iteration. Is sensation reversible? What is a wavelength to a light year? In light year, unit of distance, wavelength, unit of distance, both compound words, light year, wavelength, that's the emphasis. Sensorality is light length. Direct iteration, sensorality is the length of a year. What is length to duration? What is maturity to priority? What is priority to parity? What is editing to correcting? Sensorality is course correction. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is goal to load? Do goals lag? Direct iteration, sensorality is a field goal. Quantum field goal theory. Quantum pasture goal theory. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is gullibility. Natural definition, direct iteration. Go check your super colliders. There's dark energy. There's dark matter. Haha, gotcha. What is gullibility to syllability? Sensorality is syllability, emphasizing the iteration of A to I. Natural definition, direct iteration. Are syllables silly? Is scintillation silly? What is lazy to silly? What is iteration to chirality? Sensorality iterates chirality. Direct iteration. Do tangents terminate? What is termination to truncation? Sensorality is truncationality. So again, back to our big empirical fundamental theorem of physics, which is strike you overwhelmingly. Again, directly, empirically, real world around you, rhythm regulates frequency. Again, this predictability, this minimization of steps, this regularity of doing something most efficiently, therefore you form a well-established pattern, a rhythm, It regulates all frequency. And so with that in mind, from that logic, the linguistics produced by that, right, regulation. Sensation is regulation. Censorship regulates, direct iteration. Censorship with a C is regulation. Natural definition, direct iteration, again, the two elements out in the wild, censor with an S, used to represent, again, inanimate filtration. Again, that's what we've said is directly wrong. But that is this empirical element that is out there, as well as censorship with a C, which contains the letters of censor with an S and completely breaks down to censor with an S and chip. Pointing that out again, sensorality is emotional regulation. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is motivation emotional? Sensorality is motivationality. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is vibration to motivation? Direct iteration. Is motivation deliberate? Sensorality deliberates. Direct iteration, emphasizing the deliberate. Pretty sure we've hit that directly as well. Sensorality is freeing. Sensorality is a freeing feeling. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality feels free. Direct iteration. Is feeling freeing? Feel fuel. Sensorality fuels, direct iteration. Sensorality adds fuel to the fire. Direct iteration. What is force to fire? What is fire to ice? What is dichotomy to inversion? What is dichotomy to opposition? What is inversion to invention? Sensorality is the history of odor. Natural definition, direct iteration. Odor, murmur. Sensorality is a murmur. Sensorality is murmurality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is a murmur a whisper? Whispering is quiet. What is a wish to a whisper? Fundamental theorem, a wish is a thing, emphasizing ish, ing, English. Sensorality is fishing. Natural definition, direct iteration, again the ish, ing. Sensorality finishes fishing. Direct iteration. Is an arrhythmia a murmur? Is murmur irregular? What is arrhythmia to diarrhea? What is diarrhea to hemorrhage? What is legality to expectation? What is legality to equality? What is legality to cordiality? Is liability legal? Is profundity visceral? Vile, V-I-A-L, visceral. Are angles tangents? All right, what's your angle? We're going on a tangent. Are tangents angles? Sensorality is the length of a tangent. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is a tangent a ray? Is a tangent a segment? Vitriol is vile, V-I-L-E, direct iteration. Sensorality vilifies, direct iteration. Sensorality is vilificationality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is the angle of connection. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is angle correction. Sensorality course corrects. Direct iteration, we hit that one on the last page. Correct torrent. What is torrentiality to tangentiality? Sensorality is tormentality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is torment essential? In emotional context, but emphasizing again those endings, O-R and M-E-N-T. You add an ality, you get orality, you get mentality. Tormentality. It looks just like, again, orality and mentality kind of, again, iterated with a T in front. Ornamentality is decorative. Sensorality is decorative. Is decadence decorative? Is decorative core? Direct iteration. Sensorality is decorationality. Natural definition, direct iteration, emphasizing coration. What is decoration to sensation? Sensorality is core ability. Natural definition, direct iteration, which are core skill sets, core ability. What is core to chord? What is a chord to a recording? What is recording to coding? Sensorality encodes, sensing is encoding. What is encoding to recording? What is encoding to encrypting? Sensorality is encryptionality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is censorship cryptic? Sensorality is crypticality. What is criticality to crypticality? Sensorality is a critical point. Natural definition, direct iteration. Priorities are critical. Direct iteration, emphasizing this RITE, direct iteration in critical and in priorities. Critical doesn't have any, but the RITE, direct iteration. Are inflection points critical? What is criticality to optimality? Is inflection influential? Direct iteration. Is optimization critical? Sensorality is the tendency to optimize speciality. Natural definition, direct iteration, emphasizing sensorality is the tendency to, and that's the direct form of what we axiomatize, the full definition of speciality, the tendency to differentiate for sexual antagonism. So that complete conceptualization is contained within speciality. That's the only ever proven axiom, so it's the chronologically relevant linguistic term. And so sensorality is the tendency to optimize differentiation for sexual antagonism. Sensorality epitomizes. Direct iteration, what is epitome to quintessential? Optimize, epitomize. What is epitomizing to materializing? What is materialization to metabolization? Metabolization. Sensorality metabolizes. Direct iteration. Metabolism, metabolize. Emphasizing there, again, the S to the Z. We've pointed out before, like, I'm blanking, but England English, which doesn't even make any sense, to American English, right? The S or the Z, but in American English spelling, metabolize to metabolism has that direct iteration of S to Z. What is tangential to torrential? Had that on the last page as well. So again, kind of our last big, we got through all of like our fundamental physical equations. E equals h nu, our movement potential relationship to frequency. Again, rhythm regulates frequency. Is big is empirical and should be overwhelmingly immediately true. And from rhythm to algorithm, what is not understood from a conceptual, complete framework is what is rhythm, right? It preserves energy, which also you guys didn't know what energy was in any sort of meaningful, rigorous sense. Believe it or not, we have potential energy, and we have E equals mc squared, and we have E equals h nu, and we have Gibbs free energy. It's like, there you go. That's the evidence you don't get it. But again, my rights continue to be profoundly and extensively violated. We've demonstrated, with the complete demonstration of speciality, there is no more analytical tools. There are no more proofing sections. We're just working through another specific solution, and I don't want to be doing this. I want to be living some quality of life which it still is restricted from me. I am still being held against my will. I am still have faced grave bodily harm. I am still being the victim of profound and extensive crime every single day. To the people watching this happen to me, you are the most disgusting failures of moral creatures that have ever lived. And just nobody cares because people just call me mentally ill, which is hilarious. Because to the people that are watching these videos, we're on part 514. As I've said, this entire process has been proven as of 2019 or whenever we put on the screen completely. And then I've been doing fundamental mathematical proofing to the point of nobody else has done this analysis ever since I've been forming memories. And so we're going on the better part of, again, 25 years. Every single day, all day, this is all my life has ever been. This is all my life will ever be. And I have still at no point in time felt safe enough to sleep, and as my entire adult life, I've never been able to afford food comfortably. So obviously nobody cares. Again, I live in this great community of hardworking Catholics where nobody helps their neighbor. Nobody helps those in need. They just compete over nothing. And again, not like any of them are religious, not like religion means anything. They're just hypocrites. Whatever people say they are, they're not. They're just lying, cheating, stealing criminals. That will never change. I continue to beg for a little bit of money to eat properly, to sleep properly, and to work, and for someone to get me out of this absolute shithole of a country. Nobody ever will. To my estate, take literally everything. And to all of the people lying, cheating, and stealing and hiding behind a camera, I just want to see the day when you realize that there will be legal consequences past your wildest dreams, and all of your property is fraudulent, and all of it will be seized, and all of it is just bottom-feeding garbage. You guys can't work hard. You guys haven't developed real property. You just lie, cheat, and steal, compete over nothing, and that is the American way of life. I have watched it from every single person I have ever met, and not one person will do the right thing. Not one person will be a good human being. That is what I have for right now. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.